If you find yourself struggling to study and cramming for every exam, and you probably think, oh, like maybe it's just me, maybe I can't study. It's probably not you, it's probably just the way you're studying. And trust me, by no means am I a straight A student. My whole life, I've struggled with studying so much, so I just had to find different ways to be more efficient with my studying. So, here are the three ways that I have used to be able to help myself study in college. So, number one, I hate to say it, but you have to space your time. And listen, I do the same thing. I procrastinate every single time I study. But there was a mind switch that kind of helped me think of procrastination in a different way. I'm like, oh, why do I have to study now? I can just study later. It's like, no, don't think of it like that. Think of studying early as doing a favor for yourself. So your future self is still you, by the way. It's still you. Your future self is gonna look back and say, thank God you studied earlier. So now we have more time to be able to put this information in our brain without cramming it all together. Listen, it's easier said than done. But when time comes, you will feel all the urge to not study. Just know that when you study now, you are doing yourself a favor. And another easy way that I've found to be able to space my studying out is usually the first days I am usually very demotivated to study. So let's say I have 20 pages to look over. The first day I would maybe look over one page or two pages, right? Barely look over them, just skim over them, just to give yourself that head start. Because once you start, it is a whole lot easier to start studying. Starting to study is probably the hardest part. Opening that laptop, opening that review, and opening that page to start studying is the hardest part of studying. Once you're in the zone, you just find yourself, you just keep studying. That's it. Once you're in the zone, you're fine. But before you're in the zone, you need to get in that zone. And getting in there is the hardest. Go slow at first and then later on try and go more. Because if you can go 2 pages on the first day, you can go four the second day and you'll be like, oh, I did 2 pages yesterday. I can do four tomorrow. Keep the consistency with that. And the second step is you have to use all your five senses. What I mean by this is
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
it's that simple. And I'm sure some of you do it too. Maybe it's obvious. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Let's say you have a review to study, which is usually what you have. You have a review. You look at the review and you give yourself a notebook, an iPad, whatever to write on, right? You're writing down main ideas. But when you do write it out, summarizing the page, when you do write out to summarize the page, make sure you are reading it out loud. Don't just think in your mind, sit back and relax. Actually read it out, because when you read it, you're talking and you're hearing and you're seeing. And yeah, oh, but that's not the five senses. Hold up. Here's the next part. So now that you've started to kind of use more of your senses in your studying, now what I do is, let's say you get to the chapter that you say, this chapter is the chapter that the professor said, this is the most important chapter, right? What I do is I take a piece of gum, whatever gum that you use, the mint flavor, whatever, doesn't matter. But make sure you have a few of them. I take one piece of gum, I eat it, I smell it and I eat it during that chapter. And how this works is that when you remember a smell, you also remember parts of other senses. And I don't know if it works for you, but it has worked for me. When I step into the exam, all I do is when I get to the questions that tricks me or confuses me, that I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know how to answer this. I take the gum out of my pocket. I eat it, right? Once you do eat it, you smell it and you taste it. Now you're like, okay, the last time I smelled this or tasted this was when I was reading over this specific chapter. Unlocking all of your senses during your studying do really help you. So make sure when you write out things, you are reading it out and you're also not just sitting back and typing on your computer. Like anyone can do that, right? Like anyone can just sit back and open their computer and type chapter 3 review genetics. Boom, type it in and sit back and hear some other professor talk about it. It's like that's not gonna help you that much. Like if you think that helps you, go ahead, do it. How many times have you done that and genuinely do good in an exam without external things? Like, yeah, maybe for some people it works, but Definitely not for people like me who get easily distracted. Like, oh, I open my computer, I watch it, and the next thing you know, I'm on my phone scrolling on TikTok. Like, that stuff makes you too relaxed to be able to study. You're just sitting back like watching a movie, you know? Save that stuff for when you're like eating dinner or when you're driving. Like those are perfect times to watch videos like that and listen to stuff like that. And moving on to the third step is to be able to teach it to another person. So what I mean by this is, let's say you think you've gotten that chapter down, you've gotten that concept down, but you don't know for sure if you've got it down until you can actually teach it to someone. So if you can teach it to a friend, that's I would most likely recommend a friend in a class, same class as you. Hit them up, call them on the phone, anything, have a study session, and when you do see them, try and dumb it down for them. Explain it to them in simpler terms. Because when you can explain it in simpler terms, that means that you have grasped the concept so well you can format it in different types of way to for another person to understand it. But let's say unfortunately it is nighttime, you have no one to talk to. Imagine a 10-year-old you that you have to explain this to. Dumb it down as most as possible. And when you find yourself struggling in the part, that's where you got to review it. If you can teach it to someone else and dumb it down to someone, it just means that you understand it well enough. But honorable mention is sleep. Make sure you get your sleep. And I know it's hard to get sleep. Oh, it's, you're studying for an exam. Like, we've all been there. We've probably all gotten like 3 hours of sleep one night because you're studying for exam, all the way to 3, 4 because you're cramming it. Any sleep is better than no sleep. Remember that, guys. Just think of it like this. When you sleep, it's like a computer hitting save on the document. This is scientifically proven. Sleep helps you memorize things better. Let's say you have two options. You say, I'm either going to study this to 3 a.m. and then go to sleep, or go to sleep now and study in the morning. Do not go to sleep now and study in the morning, because when you do that, you don't remember it as well as when you go to sleep. So make sure you study before you sleep. And when you wake up, that's only when you review. And studying isn't about opening your books for a period of time. Make sure that you're working with your brain, not against your brain. And now I know that school is about to start again. It's August and colleges are opening up. High schools are coming back. And when this school year starts, make sure you're applying the right techniques to study so you don't end up cramming for your exams and then failing a class. That sucks. We all know that.